Welcome back. Yes, we are live. This is Robin Chetty from the OpenText studio, and joining me now is Lorna Cook from SAP. We do appreciate you taking the time. Obviously, a very busy day for yourselves and I guess the entire OpenText kind of environment and community. So again, thank you for taking the time. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We're very excited to be here and to be participating as one of the sponsors as OpenText partner.
Great stuff. As you mentioned, an OpenText partner, but a very important one from a strategy perspective. Before we get into that, though, I would perhaps, for people that are tuning into the live stream, if you can give some kind of background about your role at SAP.
Sure. So I've been with SAP, this is my 27th year, so I've been around the block. Part of my role is as part of the Software Partner Solutions team for SAP EMEA South region. That means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And we manage a portfolio of SAP software partners and their local engagements across the region. And OpenText is by far the leading software partner, not only in the EMEA South region, but also across globally.
Great stuff. And the kind of importance of South Africa within that region, I'm assuming it's quite significant?
Absolutely. We've had a very long history here with SAP and OpenText partnership in Africa. Probably from about 2010, and we've really seen the business grow and the partnership and collaboration, not only in terms of the numbers, but also in terms of numbers of customers and territorial coverage. So South Africa, then moving forth into East and West Africa and into North Africa as well.
Great stuff. You obviously mentioned that the relationship with OpenText and SAP is a long-standing one. I wanted to perhaps get your insight, though, on the recent acquisition of Micro Focus. Kind of, what does that mean, kind of adding that to the mix now?
Well, I think it means that we've got many more OpenText partners and employees out in the market. From an SAP perspective, we've been working with OpenText primarily in the enterprise content management area. So the Micro Focus partnership doesn't really have much of an impact at this point, but my understanding is that there are discussions at the global level around how we can extend the collaboration further with some of the new offerings from Micro Focus.
Yeah, I was assuming obviously it's still quite in its infancy, as it were. So I'm sure things will change moving forward. But for today's summit, what's SAP's kind of role? What are you guys hoping to achieve or kind of explain for customers at this event?
Well, I think what we would like to achieve is really the understanding of the SAP and OpenText partnership and the strength of the partnership that brings us here today, and also for our customers. So we've been long-standing partners with OpenText for over 30 years, in fact. So 1992 was when we first signed up a partnership with SAP and OpenText. And we are now, or OpenText is now, an SAP software partner or solution extension partner, and has been since that time. And what this means is that SAP, as you know, we've got many different software solutions that we develop ourselves, but we don't do everything, and we can't be everything to everyone. So many years ago, we took a strategic decision not to develop the enterprise content management type of software solutions, and to rather partner with the best in the market. And OpenText is by far the leading provider of enterprise content management in the world today. So it makes sense for SAP and OpenText to work together. And in terms of this partnership, which is purely at invitation only, SAP markets and sells the OpenText enterprise content management solutions. And then not only brings these to our customers, but we also put our heads on the block, so to speak, in terms of our commitment around those solutions. So we support them end to end. So a customer can acquire the licenses from us, and SAP will support and sustain that customer from cradle to grave, so to speak, across the entire life cycle.
Yeah, I think it's great to hear that there's a high degree of accountability that SAP is taking on when it comes to enterprise content management. One of the themes of today's summit is around AI, its disruptive effect, and what it potentially means for customers moving forward. I'm sure a lot of SAP customers are already asking about where they can implement it in their own environment. But perhaps, what are your thoughts on AI? I would assume you think it's a game changer that many people are billing it to be.
It is, and I think many people are using it already, whether it's in our private capacity or in a business capacity. SAP has really put a stake in the ground in terms of building generative AI into our solutions, because in the end, if you want to get valuable insights and content and results from your AI, it depends on the underlying data that AI technology is looking at. And if we're using that in a business context, SAP is actually the engine in many of our customers where that data and intelligence resides. So SAP is not only making huge investments in this area, but we've also been working with OpenText for many years in some of the enterprise content management, which surprisingly enough already have AI embedded in them. So for example, our invoice management solution already has machine learning capabilities that helps to learn and scan information coming in from incoming documents and understand the data that is contained therein. And as it learns, it becomes more and more efficient, and so the process becomes more and more automated. So we've been using these solutions for many years, but perhaps not with the name that we're familiar with today.
Great stuff. I'm assuming that obviously AI is going to be a major focus for SAP moving forward, but perhaps looking forward, maybe in the next 12 months or so, what are some of the areas that SAP is perhaps targeting as far as its local ambitions or perhaps targets?
Well, I think you may have heard from the keynotes today, cloud is a definite strategic focus, not just for SAP, but also for OpenText. And it was very clear from Harold Adams' presentation this morning that cloud is really the way to go, and we strongly believe that the future resides in cloud. So SAP is very, very heavily invested in our ongoing developments of the cloud solutions, and we consider ourselves a cloud-first company. And we're seeing the same with OpenText as well. And where our partnership actually comes together, we're actually able to bring all of the SAP OpenText solutions that we are giving to our customers, we're now able to deliver on cloud, not just from overseas data centers, but from local data centers hosted in South Africa. So that's a really nice recent development that we can bring these cloud solutions to customers and still maintain the data integrity and the data sovereignty.
Yeah, I think that the availability of pretty much all the hyperscalers in South Africa has been a kind of watershed moment for the kind of the local business environment. Just on the cloud though, what is SAP's kind of thoughts around Google Cloud being a kind of a major player for OpenText moving forward?
We welcome it. In fact, we've partnered very closely with OpenText to encourage the investment of SAP OpenText solutions in the hyperscalers, and we've been very heartened to see those investments taking place, not just in South Africa, but also in Middle East, etc. So Google Cloud Platform, for example, is becoming available in Saudi Arabia in the next 2 or 3 months, and we are working very closely with OpenText to make sure that we can bring these locally hosted solutions now to our customers in the region.
That's great to hear. I guess come to conclude, SAP's involvement here at the summit, what is the objectives today as far as dealing with customers? What are you hoping to imprint on them?
We would love to bring our customers into the cloud. We have a lot of people at our customer event who are still running many of the SAP OpenText solutions in an on-premise environment. That, of course, is still continued to be supported and will be continued to be supported by OpenText and SAP for many years to come. But we believe that the greatest innovation and the greatest speed to business transformation lies by bringing your environment into the cloud, where those solutions are hosted, managed, and mean the least human input, let's say, from the customer perspective, to get changes that are needed to transform their business processes. So if you think about it, so many of our customers' business processes rely on documentation, rely on content, video content, multimedia, etc. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could bring those business objects and information into the SAP environment and bring those two worlds together? Many of our customers are doing that already, but there's still many customers where they're not yet integrated, and we'd love to share with them how they could move their business to the next level by bringing these two worlds of structured and non-structured information together between SAP and OpenText. So I think we've got lots that we can discuss with our customers, and we're very excited to share those insights.
Yeah, I think exciting times ahead for SAP and OpenText. Lorna Cook, we really appreciate you taking the time. As mentioned, very busy day, I'm sure, ahead for you for the rest of the day. And yeah, thanks again for taking the time. Much appreciated.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's been a privilege.